Please film cross-sects too.
Gotcha.
Alright, whatever we got.
Resolved, the United States federal government should significantly increase penalties for hate crimes in all 50 states. Harm A, hate crimes are increasing in the United States. Harm A1, Kate Grosinger, 2015. Hate crime statistics released by the FBI revealed a shocking threefold increase in violence and threats against transgender and gender nonconforming people. Harm A2, Joanna Penn, 2015, the proportion motivated by ethnicity bias more than doubled from 22% in 2004 to 51% in 2012. 28% were motivated by religious bias, nearly tripled the 10% rate in 2004. And those motivated by gender bias went from 12% to 26%, more than doubled. Harm B, hate crimes specifically targeting Muslims are increasing. Liam Sachs, 2016, according to a recent analysis based on reports, the rate of hate crimes against Muslims has tripled in the time since the attacks in Paris. Harm B2, Juan Cole, 2016, the proportion of religious crimes of bias that are directed at Muslims has increased by a factor of 8 since 2000. Inherency A, increased rights and opportunities for minorities have caused backlash among society. Joanna Penn, 2015, demographic factors including the size and relative political power of minority groups influences hate crimes. Inherency A2, Michelle Maïs, 2003, they develop a mutual fear of each other and a profound desire to inflict as much physical and psychological harm on each other as possible. Inherency B, continued terrorism is creating fear and anger towards all Muslims. Eric Lichtenblue, 2016, I hate Islam, and a former Marine named Ted Hankey Jr. wrote to a friend on Facebook after last November's terrorist attack in Paris. Hours later, in a drunken rampage, he fired a high-powered rifle 4 times into the mosque next door to his Connecticut home. Inherency B2, Liam Stack, 2016, a convenience store worker was shot December 15th by a man trying to rob the store who put a gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. Inherit Singh, who owns the shop, said the attacker had called the clerk a terrorist. Mr. Singh said the shooter thought he was a Muslim. Solvency A, teachers K through 5 educate children on the cultural tolerance. Mazarin Banaji, 2012, children may not understand the lie of their feelings. Children exposed to racism tend to accept and embrace it as young as age 3 and in just a matter of days. Solvency A2, Debbie Hampton, 2016, neuroplasticity is the ability for your brain to reorganize itself both physically and functionally throughout your life due to your environment. The brain is much more plastic during the early years. Solvency B, teachers K through 5 educate and teach tolerance of different religions. Solvency B1, Omar Altanor, 2016, a study carried out by the University of North Carolina showed that less than 0.002% of Americans killed since 9/11 were killed by Muslims. Based on these numbers, the average American is more than likely to be crushed to death by their couch or television than they are to be killed by a Muslim. Solvency B2, Mazarin Banaji, 2012, popular scientific belief is that children develop the ability to express racial preferences around age 3, gradually develop those preferences over time, and only cement them well into their teen years. Plan. Resolution, the United States federal government must require schools K through 5 to teach tolerance of different races, religions, cultures, and lifestyles in all 50 states. Plan A, create a Michigan law that requires all state elementary schools to send 1 teacher to a cultural training program each year. Plan B, send 1 teacher from every elementary school in Michigan to a 2-day training program to teach tolerance of different cultures, religions, races, and lifestyles. Plan C, create a day-long program within each elementary school led by the trained teacher to teach students tolerance of different people. Plan D, after 3 years in Michigan, create a federal law that expands the program nationwide. Evidence A, Mazarin Banaji, 2012, if we don't act in their lives as they age to show context to that imbalance, they may continue to believe that one group is better or worse than the other based on nothing more than color, features, or expressions. Evidence B, Aaron Winkler, PhD, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 2009. Young children are colorblind or don't notice race. By this logic, children are blank slates who cannot develop racial prejudice until they are explicitly taught to do so. Enforcement A, cut funding for unnecessary items like field trips from schools that do not participate. Enforcement B, place schools that do not participate on probation. If they continue to not participate, administrators will be replaced. Funding A, legalize and tax marijuana in Michigan. Funding B, grants, fiat.
She's over. What was that?
So excited.
Dude.
Okay,
Shh. I want to hear the cross-sects. 3 minutes starts now.
can I see your 2009 article about the colorblind kids? Do you have the entire article with you or
Look
no?
at the head of the article.
I do not.
Okay. It's a good thing I do. How many Muslims do you think that there are in the United States?
Can't tell you.
What do you think like a yearly average of Muslims that are victims of hate crimes is? Can you?
Can't tell you.
Where did you think that your sources got their numbers for hate crimes? Do you think that they compiled all of it
Reports.
themselves, or
Reports
reports from where?
of hate crimes.
From where? Do you think the FBI might be a good?
Yes, we have that.
When was the last year the FBI released any data on hate crimes?
On Muslims or hate crimes?
On hate crimes, when was the last year?
On
that they
hate
did that?
crimes, just
Mhm.
plain old hate crimes?
Yes.
2015, I have.
If they released it in 2015, what year was it covering?
2014,
Do you think that that might be out of date by now?
possibly, but it's the latest date there is. So therefore it's semi-recent.
Can I see your case?
What about it?
Can I?
He has the option at the podium. He has to give it back. It'll be okay. Be nice.
That's all.
Okay. Cross X for the negative team starts with 5.